Hi everybody. Hey, this is Dave here. It's close to about 11:15. Thought I'd take everybody up into my other shop of what my hobby's been for years. Is I guess what you call my rest and relaxation. It's up here, top of the parking lot, which this is our customer parking lot. I'm going to do a video of during the day to show everything outside. And walk up here and actually show you one of my visitors. I don't know if we can pick it up here in the dark. Nah, a little too dark. Normally in the whole yard here, most all year long, we usually have a whole bunch of deer that are here hanging out, and we feed them. But show you this here quick. Kind of dark, having issues with some lighting outside, but that's our enclosed trailer. Set, light just went out. Normally there's a Kenworth tractor that's hooked to that customer's van that needs a motor. But go in the shop here. Sorry the video isn't that great, but so this is what I do in my spare time. What spare time I have anymore. We're involved in sprint car racing. Before this, for years, we ran dirt late models, and this is our race shop. Step back here. Toolboxes with equipment, workbench, you know, your typical stuff, floor jacks, cabinets, nut bolt bins, boxes of other bolts, aluminum bolts, some titanium bolts, miscellaneous stuff. I got to get more bins and get them all sorted out. Yeah, we drink a lot of water. Cases of water that we'll take to the races with us. I heat this shop also with a waste oil heater, like my repair shop. And we have some more cabinets with parts in it for the race cars, carburetors, and miscellaneous engine parts. Over here on the floor, I got some spare front axles for the race car, spare rear differential. This stuff is here on the floor. We've been putting this car together here. It's been a longer than it should be project putting together. We fired the motor up over the weekend. Still quite a bit of things we had to do to it to get it ready. Fuel injected Chevy small block. It's a spec series, so there's spec motor. You can only use a certain Brodak head. Aluminum pan. Engine blocks. It's a dark engine block, all CNC machine lightened up. And for those of you who aren't familiar with sprint car racing, these cars don't have transmissions in them. They get pushed to get started. That's the fuel pump. Drive line, the drive shaft is in this tube. It's called a torque tube. But if you look, let me move this differently. There's no transmission. This is this little housing here that the drive shaft bolts right to the back of the crankshaft. And this lever here, when you push it down, it pulls a lever that locks the rear diff in. We do have a way to start this without pushing down the road. We have here the starter. And you take this starter here and starter cable or a button. You take the cables, you hook them to a battery. But this unit, I'll show you this side. It's got a Mitsubishi starter, or I mean a Nippondenser starter on it, hooked on this housing, and there's a race car flywheel. This stout there, basically we take this cover off the rear here, take the gears out, that goes in place here. So that way we can lock the rear in and start it up like a regular car here in the garage instead of pushing down the road to fire it up like we used to. But it's getting there. And other typical equipment, engine hoist, 2 different type of press, bead roller. That motor there is from one of my dirt late models, 430 cubic inch, 830 horsepower. It is for sale. It does need to be fresh and it runs. It has a lot of laps on it. Spare sprint car motor. Air hoses are hanging on this here stand. That stand is used to mount a tire and rim on it and groove the tire. We take a hot iron and we can spin the tire, we can groove it. Sheet metal brake, floor jack, torches, cut off saw, drill press, your typical stuff. Grinder, belt sander, box of shocks I got to take out, have them dynoed, and a couple of them get repaired. When there's bent, small Harbor Freight welding table, does the purpose. Bandsaw, stick welder, plasma cutter, MIG welder, TIG welder. Pressure washer, wash everything off on a Sunday morning. What's left of the vinyl, this car was just lettered up not that long ago. So that's the extra pieces of vinyl that's left over. Typical desk, parts washer that's being used currently, set stuff on. Used to have another hobby, racing RC cars, slot cars. But for the most part, yeah, some cabinets I grabbed that I'm going to use for a future project. But anyway, for the most part, this is where I spend my evenings when I do get a chance to come up here. We don't race like as often as we used to. We used to race every single week, twice a week at times, from first week of March to last week of October. Now we try to do 15 races a year. I call it semi-retirement. Just can't bring myself to quit. But there's a picture of one of my dirt late models. A picture from, let me see, 1996. That was at Grandview Speedway, which is only a few miles from my house. Picture of one of my cars from years ago. And this, some other pictures. Another picture, Victory Lane. As you can tell, I'm not one for hanging stuff on the walls. I know there's some race shops, they got pictures and trophies and whatnot hanging on the walls. My trophies are up top in the storage up there, just sitting. I'm just the kind of person that tries to keep everything clean, but they're basically a few pictures I do have down here, which we have boxes and boxes of pictures. But I just wanted to share this with you. Just what we do for a hobby. And at one time, we did have 2 late models side by side back here and a sprint car sitting here. So we actually raced both divisions for about 1.5 years, and it was just too much. So 4 years ago, I sold the late models, ended up buying another sprint car. This sprint car replaced one halfway through the year that I destroyed. It's actually on YouTube. If you go and type in Hagerstown Speedway, Maryland, June 16th, 2018, I'm the guy flipping down the straightaway up in the air. The car was lettered more yellow, but it was the same concept, 51. They played in slow motion too. So I just thought I'd share that with everybody. You know, it's my hobby. I keep saying I'm gonna quit, but after all these years, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. But the day's gonna come. We're gonna quit soon. My wife wishes it was sooner than later. I do got a 92 Chevy pickup truck, one owner, rust-free, that I've had here for 5 years sitting, that I plan on redoing it over, lowering it. And if that motor in the corner doesn't sell, that motor just might find its way in that Chevy pickup truck. So I thought I'd just pass that along with you. If you're passing across this here YouTube video, I appreciate it if you would subscribe to my YouTube site. I would greatly appreciate it. Might be posting more stuff through the summer on how we do racing, but most of it's going to be what we do in the repair shop, what repairs we come across and problems. You know, just try and show a little bit of everything, you know, our general daily life of operating the shop and the races. We are planning on racing in 4 weeks, weather permitting, and hopefully I get my truck back. My truck's out getting some repairs to the rear deck. I would normally do it myself, but the way the winter was and business, I just didn't have time. So I had to send it out and get it repaired, which I hate paying somebody to do stuff for me, but there's just times you've got no choice. So, but like I said, appreciate it. If you come across this video, subscribe to my site. Like I said, I'm trying to keep these short, sweet, and simple. You know, they're not the greatest videos. I'll get better at it. So, all right, I just like to share this with everybody. And until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Auto Service in Boyertown, PA.